Anointed one, listen carefully. What you are about to hear will shake the very foundation of your life. This is no accident. God has appointed you for a divine mission, to build wealth that will create a legacy. From this moment on, the struggle ends. Your financial burdens are no longer yours to carry. God Himself is shifting the weight onto His shoulders. Now, your only task is to step into His promise. For too long, you have carried the burden of struggle. You have worked, labored, and fought, yet the breakthrough always seemed just out of reach. You've prayed for change, asked for a sign, and wondered why abundance feels so distant. The world has told you that success comes only from relentless toil, that you must fight for every dollar, and that wealth is reserved for the lucky few. But deep inside, you feel it. You were meant for more. You sense that there is a greater purpose for your life, something beyond endless struggle. What if I told you that the struggle is not your destiny, but merely the road before the revelation? That your waiting season is coming to an end, and God is about to shift everything in your favor? Right now, you are standing at the threshold of a divine transformation, and what comes next will change everything. But what if I told you that the waiting is over? That the doors of opportunity are no longer closed? Right now, God is calling you to step forward. No more hesitation, no more doubt. The time has come to claim the abundance that has always been meant for you. This is your divine moment. The weight of your struggle was never meant to break you. It was meant to prepare you, to shape you into someone strong enough to handle the wealth, the purpose, and the legacy that awaits. You were not meant for small things. You were meant to build, to lead, to rise. This is not just about you. It is about the generations that will come after you. The wealth you create today will not only bless your life, but will establish a foundation of prosperity for your children and your children's children. So now, you must make a choice. Do you remain in the struggle of the past, or do you step into the divine calling that has been placed upon your life? The path has been revealed. The door is open. God has already set the foundation, but you must walk through. You do not have to walk this path alone. The moment you accept your divine calling, God begins aligning the right people, the right wisdom, and the right opportunities to guide your journey. What seemed impossible before will suddenly feel within reach. Doors that were once closed will now swing open. But be aware, assistance does not always come in the way you expect. Sometimes, it is a mentor who imparts wisdom. Other times, it is an obstacle that teaches you resilience. And at times, it is the still, quiet voice of God, whispering the next step to take. Think back on your life. How many times have you encountered challenges that felt unbearable, only to realize later that they shaped you into the person you are today? That was not by accident. Every hardship, every delay, every setback was preparation. When God raises someone for greatness, He first strengthens their foundation. A house built on sand cannot withstand storms, but a house built on rock, a foundation forged through wisdom, faith, and divine assistance, will stand forever. At this moment, divine help is being sent your way. New connections, fresh ideas, and strategic opportunities are being positioned in your life, but you must have the discernment to see them. They may not come in grand, obvious ways. Sometimes, your greatest breakthrough comes in a whisper, in an unexpected conversation, or in an idea that won't leave your mind. God is not distant. He is guiding you even now. The question is, will you recognize His hand at work, or will you overlook the very help that is meant to lift you? Do not ignore the small signs. Do not dismiss the people sent into your life. You are not walking this path alone. Divine assistance is already in motion. It is time to open your eyes and step into the help that has been prepared for you. Now is the moment to step forward. No more hesitation, no more waiting for the perfect time, because the perfect time is now. Everything in your life has been leading to this. The signs, the struggles, the lessons, all of it has prepared you for this departure into the destiny God has set before you. But understand this, departure requires faith. Stepping into abundance is not about waiting for visible proof. It is about trusting the unseen. It is about believing that the path will form beneath your feet as you walk. The greatest blessings are found beyond your comfort zone. Many hesitate at this stage, trapped by fear of failure, by doubt, by the whispers that say, "What if I'm not ready?" But what if you are? What if this is the very step that unlocks everything? Faith does not mean you won't feel fear. It means you step forward despite it. When Peter saw Jesus walking on water, he asked, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come." And Jesus responded with just one word, "Come." Peter did not wait for a second confirmation. He did not demand proof. He stepped out of the boat and onto the waves. And for a moment, he walked where no man had ever walked before, because he dared to trust. But when he looked at the storm instead of his calling, he began to sink. The lesson here is clear. Where you place your focus determines your future. If you focus on fear, you will sink. If you focus on God's promise, you will rise. So what will you focus on? You stand at the edge of a decision. The unknown before you feels vast, uncertain, but it is also where your destiny begins. You were not created to remain in the boat, watching others step into their calling. You were made to walk forward in boldness. God is not asking you to know every detail. He is asking you to trust. The life you desire, the wealth you were meant to build, the legacy you were destined to create, it all starts with this first step. The time for waiting is over. The season of hesitation is gone. Will you remain where you are, clinging to the safety of what is familiar? Or will you take the leap? Because the truth is this: God's abundance is not found in retreat. It is found in the forward motion of faith. Comment below, "I am stepping into my calling," if you're ready to move forward in faith. Let this be your declaration. Let this be your first step. Step into the unknown and watch the heavens respond. Every great calling comes with great trial. When you step into your divine journey, the enemy will test you. The moment you move forward, resistance will rise. Obstacles will come, doubts will whisper, and fear will try to pull you back. But hear this: trials are not meant to break you. They are meant to refine you. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Gold is purified through fire. And your wealth, your legacy, your divine purpose, it is being shaped in this very moment of hardship. When the storm comes, you will be tempted to question, did I make the right choice? Is this really my path? But trials are not signs that you should turn back. They are proof that you are on the right path. Look at the great leaders of faith. Joseph, thrown into a pit before he ruled a nation. Job, tested with loss before he received double. David, chased by enemies before he took the throne. This is how God prepares his chosen ones. Your trials are not punishments. They are training. They are the fire that strengthens your foundation, ensuring that when your wealth and blessings arrive, you are ready to hold them. And when the trials feel unbearable, remember this: pressure does not destroy diamonds. It reveals their brilliance. You are being shaped for something greater. The struggle you face today is not the end. It is the beginning of your transformation. The 3 tests you must pass. There are 3 trials that every chosen one must overcome. The trial of fear, the voices that tell you, what if I fail? What if I lose everything? This is the test of trust. Will you believe in what you cannot yet see? The trial of delay, the test of patience. When your breakthrough doesn't come as fast as you want, will you trust God's timing, or will you give up too soon? The trial of isolation, the moment when no one seems to understand your path. Will you stand strong even when you feel alone? If you are going through these trials, know this: they are not meant to stop you. They are meant to prepare you. Because when the testing is over, the doors of wealth and legacy will open. So now, I ask you, what will you do in the fire? Will you let it consume you, or will you rise from it stronger? Do not break. Do not quit. Because what waits on the other side of this trial is greater than you can imagine. Comment below, "I am being refined," if you will not give up. Let this be your declaration, your affirmation, your promise that no trial will steal what God has for you. You have endured the fire. You have passed through the trials. And now, you stand at the edge of the breakthrough. This is the moment when the weight of your past meets the power of your future. The enemy will try one last time to turn you back. The final test will come. Doubt will rise like a storm. Fear will whisper louder than ever. Everything in you will want to retreat. Because this is the threshold, the place where the weak give up and the strong step forward. At this moment you may feel exhausted. You may feel uncertain. You may wonder if you have anything left to give. But hear this. You are closer than you have ever been. This is where the greatest warriors press forward. The world calls it the breaking point. But in the kingdom of God, it is the birthing point. This is when the enemy tries his hardest, because he knows what's coming next. He will throw distractions, delays, last-minute failures, and voices of doubt. But do not fall for the deception. This is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of something greater. The 3 final barriers before breakthrough. Before every divine breakthrough, there are 3 final barriers that you must push through. The barrier of weariness. You will feel tired, drained, and tempted to quit. This is the moment when you must draw strength from your purpose, not your feelings. Your body may be weak, but your spirit is stronger than you know. The barrier of distraction. Unnecessary conflicts, sudden setbacks, and unexpected struggles will try to pull your focus away. Do not look to the left or right. Keep your eyes fixed on your path. The barrier of fear. Fear of success. Fear of failure. Fear of the unknown. Fear will scream at you, but faith must walk forward anyway. The door is in front of you, but only faith can open it. If you are facing these barriers right now, it means you are near the breakthrough. Because what if the next step is the one that unlocks everything? What if you are only moments away from the wealth, the purpose, and the legacy that has been waiting for you? The greatest breakthroughs happen in the moments when most people quit. But you are not most people. You are chosen, you are refined, you are ready. The last step is the hardest, but it's also the most important. This final moment is what separates the successful from the stagnant. Many reach this point and hesitate. They stop moving. They let fear win. But those who break through are the ones who step forward, even when it doesn't make sense. There is only one question now. Will you cross the threshold? Will you press forward, even though your body is tired? Even though fear grips your heart? Even though the enemy is screaming at you to turn back? If you can take this one final step, you will never be the same again. This is your moment. Your breakthrough is waiting. Now take the final step. The doors are about to open. Comment below, "I will not turn back," if you are stepping forward into your breakthrough. This is it, the breaking point. The moment where everything feels impossible. You have pushed forward. You have endured the trials, but now, the greatest resistance has arrived. This is the moment where faith is truly tested. Everything in your life will seem to crash at once. The doors that once seemed to open will slam shut. Your strength will feel like it is failing. Your mind will scream, "This is too much." You will feel lost. You will question everything. And in that moment, the enemy will whisper, "Turn back." This is where most people fall. This is the battlefield where warriors are either forged or broken. Think of Moses, standing before the Red Sea with Pharaoh's army behind him. Trapped. No way forward. No way back. Think of Jesus, kneeling in the Garden of Gethsemane, sweat like blood dripping from his face, praying, "Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me." Think of yourself, standing in the middle of the greatest storm of your life, wondering if you have anything left. The 3 lies you will hear in the crisis. When you reach this point, the enemy will attack your mind with 3 powerful lies. You are alone. He will make you believe no one understands your struggle, that no one sees the battle you are fighting. But hear this, God sees it. Heaven is watching. You are never alone. You are not strong enough. He will try to convince you that you do not have the strength to go on. But listen, the greatest victories do not come from human strength, but from God's power working through you. It's over. The biggest lie of all. The moment the enemy whispers, "It's over," you must recognize that this is proof that you are near breakthrough. If you were not close, you would not be facing this level of resistance. If your calling was not great, the battle would not be this fierce. Crisis is the final doorway to breakthrough. It hurts, it's exhausting, it feels impossible. But pressure does not destroy. Pressure transforms. The pressure is not here to crush you, it is here to release you. The breaking point is the birthing point. The battle is the proof that you are almost there. And this is the part that will shock you. The enemy is not fighting you because of where you are. He is fighting you because of where you are going. He sees the destiny that you are about to step into, and he is terrified. Because once you break through, he will never be able to stop you again. This is your final battle. The fire is the hottest right before the gold is purified. The night is the darkest just before the sun rises. The enemy is the loudest when he knows he is about to lose. The final question. If you are in this moment right now, do not stop. Because what happens next? The walls fall, the sea parts, the chains break, the door opens. You are at the edge of something greater than you can imagine. The question is, will you break or will you break through? Comment below, I will not break if you refuse to give up. Because this is not where your story ends. This is where your victory begins. You made it. The battle was fierce. The trials were relentless. The crisis nearly broke you. But you endured. And now the treasure is yours. Everything you have fought for, everything you have sacrificed, everything you have believed in, it is now unfolding before your eyes. This is the promise of God. If you do not grow weary in well-doing, in due time, you will reap your reward. And now your due time has arrived. The door you once stood before in agony has swung open. The darkness that surrounded you has lifted. The path that seemed impossible has now become clear. Look around you. What once was barren is now overflowing. What once was empty is now abundant. What once was lost is now restored. This is the treasure of the chosen. But hear this. This treasure is not just about wealth. It is about transformation. It is the wisdom you have gained, the strength you have built, the faith that has been forged in fire, the power to never be shaken again. You no longer fear loss because you know the source of your abundance. You no longer doubt because you have seen what faith can do. You no longer hesitate because you have walked through the storm and emerged victorious. This is more than a prize. This is a new identity. You are no longer the one who struggles. You are no longer the one who is afraid. You are no longer the one who wonders if they are worthy. You are the one who conquered. You are the one who overcame. You are the one who stepped into your divine inheritance. The real treasure, a life of overflow. You see, wealth is not just about money. It is about the power to create, the power to bless, the power to walk in purpose. The treasure you now hold is bigger than you. It is not just for you. It is for those you will impact. Your abundance is a tool to lift others. Your success is a testimony that God is faithful. Your breakthrough is a sign that others too can rise. This is the life of overflow, where you no longer chase wealth, but wealth flows to you. Where doors open effortlessly because you have stepped into divine alignment. Where fear no longer controls you, and faith leads every decision. You do not just hold treasure, you are the treasure. Your presence changes atmospheres. Your wisdom shifts generations. Your courage inspires those who come after you. What you have received is not just wealth, it is a legacy. The next chapter begins now. This is not the end. Because true wealth is not a destination, it is a foundation. Now you build. Now you expand. Now, you walk into the fullness of what you were always meant to be. This is your moment, your time, your destiny. Lift your head. See what God has placed before you. Comment below, I receive my treasure, if you believe that your time has come. Because this is not just about what you have received. It is about what you have become. Look around you. The battle is over. The storm has passed. And now, you stand in the fullness of what was promised. The weight that once held you down, gone. The fear that once whispered doubt, silenced. The struggle that once defined you, no more. Because now you are walking in victory. Everything has changed. Not just your circumstances, but you. You no longer think the way you used to. You no longer hesitate when opportunity comes. You no longer shrink in fear when challenges arise. Because you know who you are now. You are not a struggler, you are a conqueror. You are not broken, you are whole. You are not waiting for a blessing, you are the blessing. This is what happens when you walk in divine alignment. Life does not just get better, you become better. The way you see yourself has changed. The way you make decisions has changed. The way you carry yourself has changed. You no longer chase, you attract. You no longer beg, you declare. You no longer hope, you expect. Because this is what it means to step into divine overflow. The signs of true breakthrough. What does true breakthrough look like? Peace that cannot be shaken. No matter what happens, you know that you are provided for. Opportunities that find you. Instead of chasing, the right doors now open effortlessly. Abundance in all areas. Your wealth is not just material. It flows into your relationships, your mind, your purpose. Confidence that radiates. You no longer doubt if you deserve it. You know you do. Freedom from fear. Fear no longer controls you because you have faced it and won. You no longer wonder, when will it happen? It is happening now. You do not just hold treasure, you are the treasure. Your presence changes atmospheres. Your wisdom shifts generations. Your courage inspires those who come after you. The final step, walking in overflow. This is not the finish line, this is the launch pad. Because when you receive breakthrough, you are not meant to keep it to yourself. You were blessed to be a blessing. You were given wisdom to guide others. You were lifted up so you can now lift others. The world needs what you carry. And now it's time to share it. You now speak with authority. You walk with purpose. You move with power. Because breakthrough is not just about receiving. It is about becoming. What comes next? Now, the question is no longer, what will happen to me? The question is, what will I do with what I have received? Because when God blesses you, He blesses you to build, to lead, to impact. This is your new life. A life of purpose. A life of confidence. A life of unstoppable momentum. There is no going back. There is only forward. Now lift your head and step boldly into your new season. Comment below, I am walking in overflow if you are stepping into your new season. Because this is not just about what you have received. This is about what you will now become. You have conquered. You have received. You have been transformed. But now your journey is not just about you. Because the true purpose of treasure is not to keep it hidden. It is to bring it back and share it with the world. What good is wisdom if it is never taught? What good is wealth if it is never shared? What good is breakthrough if others are still trapped? Your transformation was never meant for you alone. The reason you endured the trials, the reason you overcame the battle, the reason you received the treasure, was so that you could now become a light to others. The 3 missions of the Chosen One. Now that you have stepped into your divine inheritance, there are 3 missions that now belong to you. To teach. Share the wisdom that brought you to this level. Show others the path so they do not stay lost in their struggles. To lead. Be the example. Live in such a way that your very presence inspires others to rise. To build. Use what you have been given to create something greater than yourself. Wealth is not just for spending, it is for building legacies. Your journey does not end with personal victory. It begins with how you will now use it to change the world. The mark of true success. Many believe success is about what you gain, but true success is about what you give. The greatest leaders in history were not those who took, they were those who gave. The wealthiest souls are not those who hoard riches, they are those who use them to impact generations. Your victory is not just your own. Your breakthrough is not just for you. Your story will now become someone else's map. And now as you walk forward, the world will look to you, not as one who struggled, but as one who overcame, not as one who hoped, but as one who built, not as one who searched, but as one who found. This is why you were chosen. To rise and then to lift others, to receive and then to give, to overcome and then to lead. This is how legacies are made. The final question, what will you do now? Your life is no longer about waiting. It is no longer about hoping. It is about acting. Now the world needs what you carry. Now your purpose is bigger than your fears. Now your destiny is bigger than your doubts. This is the return, the moment where you step into the world, not as the one who was lost, but as the one who has found the way. Comment below, I will share my gift, if you are ready to impact the world with your transformation. Because this is not just the end of your journey, it is the beginning of your legacy. This is your new life. You no longer live in fear. You no longer question your worth. You no longer doubt your purpose. You have been tested, and you have been transformed. You have been refined, and you have been renewed. You have received, and now you are ready to reign. Everything that once held you back has been removed. The chains of the past, broken. The weight of struggle, lifted. The uncertainty of the future, replaced with divine clarity. You are no longer walking in hesitation. You are walking in authority. Doors do not close on you anymore, they open. Opportunities do not pass you by, they come looking for you. You do not chase wealth. Wealth flows to you effortlessly. This is what happens when you step into divine alignment. Life does not just get easier. You become greater. How do you know you are walking in divine overflow? You no longer stress over money, because you understand wealth is a flow, not a struggle. You no longer fear challenges, because you have faced the worst and still stand. You no longer wonder what your purpose is, because you are living it every single day. You no longer think small, because you see yourself the way God sees you. You no longer hold back, because you know that abundance is your divine right. This is more than success. This is dominion. You once lived in survival mode, worrying about tomorrow, struggling to make things work, feeling stuck in cycles of lack and frustration. But now you live in overflow. Your resources flow effortlessly. Your mind is clear and powerful. Your spirit is strong and unshakable. This is what happens when you walk in divine inheritance. You no longer hope for success. You create it. You now understand something most people never will. The real treasure was never money. The real treasure was never fame. The real treasure was the ability to create, to transform, to build, to lead. You are now unstoppable, not because of what you have, but because of who you have become. This is the new you. This is the new life. This is only the beginning. You are now walking in divine overflow. But now it's time to help others do the same. Step boldly into your calling. Use your resources to uplift others. Teach those who are still searching. Build something that lasts beyond your lifetime. This is not just about you anymore. This is about legacy. Comment below. I am walking in my divine overflow. If you know this is your season of greatness. Because this is not just a new season. It is a new way of life. This is who you were always meant to be. Everything has led to this moment. Every battle, every lesson, every sacrifice. You have walked the path. You have fought the war. You have claimed the treasure. And now you see the truth. You were never meant to live in struggle. You were never meant to stay lost. You were never meant to question your worth. You were always meant to rise. The journey you have walked was not to break you. It was to build you. Every setback was a setup. Every delay was divine alignment. Every hardship was training for your destiny. Because now you understand, you were chosen for greatness. Your new life has begun, and there is no turning back. You will never again shrink into the shadows of doubt. You will never again wonder if you are enough. You will never again beg for what is already yours. You are not waiting for the future. You are the future. You are not searching for purpose. You are the purpose. You are not hoping for change. You are the change. The weight of the past is gone. The uncertainty of tomorrow no longer exists. Because now you live in divine certainty. Now you move with power. Now you speak with authority. Now you operate in faith. This is your new identity. Not a struggler, but a leader. Not a survivor, but a builder. Not someone who waits, but someone who creates. You are the one who was called. You are the one who was chosen. You are the one who will leave a legacy. The final challenge, what will you do next? This is not the end. This is the beginning. Will you step into your destiny? Will you take action? Will you live the life you were created for? The world is watching. The universe is waiting. The time is now. Comment below, I am ready, if you are stepping into your new season with power. Because this is not just the end of a journey. It is the start of your greatest chapter yet. The only question left is, what will you do with the power you now hold? This is not the end. This is just the beginning. You have walked the path. You have overcome the trials. You have received the treasure. Now it is time to step into what comes next. Because true transformation is not just about what you have learned. It is about what you do with it. The journey does not stop here. There is still more wisdom to unlock. There is still more power to claim. There is still more abundance waiting for you. The next step is waiting for you right now. Watch the next video to discover how to apply what you have learned in your daily life. The hidden keys to unlocking even greater abundance. The next level of wisdom that will take you even higher. Click on the next video now because your journey is far from over. Your future is unfolding. Your legacy is being written. Your destiny is calling. Will you answer? Watch the next video now. Your next breakthrough awaits.